Who are the top 12 players in our consensus rankings in PPR this year? We'll talk about it right now on Fantasy Football Today in 5. I'm Adam Azer. I'm joined by Dan Schneier. And here are your top 12. I'm going to read them. You tell me when you disagree with the consensus rankings of Jamie, Dave, and Heath, okay?
Yes.
Number 1, Christian McCaffrey.
Agreed.
Number 2, CeeDee Lamb.
I already didn't do the game right. You said only want to hear from a disagree.
I do. Number 2, CeeDee Lamb. Number 3, Tyreek Hill. Number 4, Breece Hall. Okay. Who do you have there?
Bijan Robinson, 4 overall.
Number 5, Justin Jefferson. Okay.
Jamar Chase, number 5 overall.
Number 6, Bijan Robinson.
Breece Hall, number 6 overall.
Number 7, Jamar Chase.
I've named him already, so now I'm going to Amon-Ra St. Brown as my 7.
Number 8 is Amon-Ra St. Brown. You go Jefferson there.
I would go Jefferson there, yep.
Number 9, A.J. Brown.
I think I have Garrett Wilson 9 for my PPR rankings.
Number 10, Jahmyr Gibbs.
I would have Jonathan Taylor there. Or no, I'm sorry, A.J. Brown there. 10.
Number 11, Jonathan Taylor.
I would have Jonathan Taylor there.
And number 12, Garrett Wilson.
So 12. What are my options outside of Jahmyr Gibbs?
You have Jahmyr Gibbs, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, Saquon Barkley, Marvin.
I think it would be Puka Nacua, 12.
Okay.
Gibbs just outside.
So we just did a whole show on this. So one of the things that jumps out is you have Bijan as your number 2 running back, but also you have a little bit of a break between Lamb and Hill and the rest of the wide receivers because you put Bijan at 4 overall. So you go McCaffrey, Lamb, Hill, Bijan, and then you have Jefferson as your number 5 wide receiver. He's number 3 in the consensus rankings. But Lamb and Hill, I guess, are sort of the head of the class, right?
Yeah, Lamb and Hill are the head of class. I think with both of those guys, what you have there is the clearest path toward a combination of not only just targets, but good targets. That's the thing. Think everything you want about Tua Tagovailoa, which I always get wrong, Adam, but he throws with great anticipation. He's an anticipatory thrower, has been really since his early days. It's shown more in Mike McDaniel's system. He's found a way to maximize it. He gets the football out on time, and he throws it into space. Same thing can be said about Dak Prescott. Can the same thing be said about Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy? I don't think so. I don't know, and I'm doubtful. And if you're not getting the ball out on time and into space with anticipation, you're not moving the football in the air, and you're not creating big plays. So while I think the targets will be there for Jefferson, they're going to be a lot worse targets. They're going to be shorter targets. They're going to have to find different ways to manufacture production for him. Versus Lamb and Hill, I don't think the production will have to be manufactured. So that's the biggest drop-off there. Jamar Chase then comes into the mix for me. He's a player who I just think has a great rapport with his quarterback and is one of the best actual receivers in the NFL when it comes to beating press man one-on-one coverage on the outside. How many looks will he get like that? That's always a debate in fantasy. I'm hoping with Higgins healthy, that'll help him get more of those looks that allow him to cash in. Then finally, Amon-Ra St. Brown's along the lines of what we were saying before, massive target volume funneled through him. Issue with me there is the touchdown upside there. I don't think it's great. And the big play ability is just not the same as it is for some of the guys like Hill and Lamb.
Okay. So, by the way, I said, Hill and Lamb is top of the group, but obviously that's behind Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
Who has some concerns, 28 years old, coming off a season with more than 400 touches and a deep Super Bowl run, obviously. But then the back end, after the top 8, Jamie, Dave, Heath, me, you, we all have the same 8 players, different order, but McCaffrey, Lamb, Hill, Hall, Jefferson, Bijan, Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 5 wide receivers, 3 running backs. After that, it's really anyone's game. You don't even have Gibbs. You have him 13th, I guess.
Yep, 13th.
Anyone's preference here, but I don't know. Why Garrett Wilson at 9?
Yeah, why Garrett Wilson at 9? So I'm, again, looking for the path toward upside with Wilson, and I think it's a lot greater than some of the players named, probably the next 4 or 5 players, because I think he could be one of the guys who gets in that Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb range of like 160 to 170 targets. When you hit that number of really ripping them, 160, 170 type target seasons, you have a chance to be wide receiver 1 at that point if the touchdowns break your way. Will that happen with Aaron Rodgers healthy? I hope so. I think so. I think the system is fit for him. Mike Williams has been added there, but he's going to be slow coming off that injury. And I don't think it was ever really a massive target getter and won't be. We'll continue to play more of like that X receiver role that you can throw it up to him in one-on-ones. But Wilson, I think, is going to get the targets that he needs. I think Rodgers is going to be fine for him. I don't think he's going to be prime Rodgers, but he'll be fine. He can still throw football amazing. So it comes down to that. Like, Some of these other players, Puka Nacua, who would be in the mix over Wilson and A.J. Brown, I'm a little bit worried about their target competition with Cooper Kupp. And on the flip side with Devontae Smith, especially if he's playing that Keenan Allen role in the Kellen Moore system. So I just have a little bit more concern for targets there.
All right. That's Dan Schneider. I'm Adam Azer. Have a great day, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Fantasy Football Today in 5.